2 minutes after 4 p.m. and thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Elvis Molefi Molf, and of course I'm doing it from Monday to Friday, holding it down up until the hour of 6 p.m. Dishing out great music alongside conversations that matter. And speaking about conversations that matter, I'm joined on the line by Thangi Ndlovu. She is, of course, a private chef. She's the founder of The Feed Chef. She's going to be speaking to me, obviously, about her business, but most importantly, her overall experience at the National Tourism Career Expo that took place on the 30th of September up until the 2nd of October at Johannesburg Expo Center. Welcome to the show, Thangi. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm good, and you?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. Listen, I'm happy to have you on the show, considering the fact that, you are a private chef. I mean, this is my first time speaking to a private chef. I speak to a number of individuals on my show, but never have I got a chance to actually speak to a private chef. Do you want to, before we kickstart the conversation focusing on your business, do you want to speak to me about, what does it take to be a private chef?
Okay, so as you all know that I studied towards a culinary arts diploma, so which I eventually graduated on and obtained my qualification, and therefore I took the initiative of going solo, so meaning that I work alone, and that's how the formation of my business came about, the Feed Chef. So what I do is I get booked by clients and I go and cook in the comfort of their home. That is what a private chef is all about.
Aha, that is lovely. So, I mean, if I call you and feel like, can you organize something for us on behalf of Glen Radio, are you then able to do that?
Yes, I can be able to do that for you.
Great stuff. Listen, let's talk about your business. How did you start the business, the Feed Chef?
Okay, so the Feed Chef came about during the hard lockdown in 2020. After I had completed my qualification and there was no employment, so I took an initiative and I saw a gap that a lot of people by that time were not allowed to go out to eat at restaurants, nor unite with their families. So what I did was then I decided to form my own company, and I named it The Feed Chef, that I will be a chef at your door, and I will come and cook at the comfort of your home and serve you your food on your table with your family. So that's how Feed Chef came about.
I mean, these are businesses that, of course, have really inspiring stories. I mean, at the heart of lockdown, in the middle of chaos, you are able to find an opportunity within that. That for me, sounds like a spirit of a very resilient kind of individual, but also, an individual who is driven by the spirit of entrepreneurship, because I think that is what makes, or that differentiates entrepreneurs from all other people, the ability to find an opportunity within adversity, right? And I'm really inspired by that. But tell us more about, how you actually offer your service. I mean, I understand, obviously, you cater for individuals in their own personal spaces, but most importantly, I want to understand what is like the procedure of that. Do we then book you and pay a fee? What is the operations like?
Okay, so when you book the Feed Chef, there is a deposit fee of 60% upfront, and I bring my own groceries, and all I need is just the kitchen and the space, and then I cook the food for my clients. So now, it also depends on whether the client wants the food or wants to be catered for in the space of their home or outside. Because at times I tend to be booked to go and cook in vacations. So That's how I operate within the boundaries of my business.
Aha, that is really great. And then tell me more about your transport logistics and all of that. Do we then cover your transport, or is the transport also covered within the fee that of course is being charged or rather quoted?
The transport is covered on the fee that is being quoted, and it also depends on the area that I'm going to work at. So if it's within Soweto, for example, then I would obviously cover for my transportation. But if it's outside Johannesburg, then the transport would have to be covered within the fee of the charge.
Aha, lovely. All right, thank you so much for giving me those insights with regards to your business. Let's talk about your overall experience with regards to the National Tourism Careers Expo that took place on the 30th up until the 2nd of October at Johannesburg Expo Center. Were you there for the whole of 3 days, or were you there on particular days?
I was there for the whole of 3 days. So it began on a Friday. There was our opening, and there was an orientation, and yeah, the spirit was so lovely. The kids were wonderful. They were participating. We had our Chef's Corner, the South African Chefs Association's Chef's Corner, where we were demonstrating to kids and giving them basics of how to go about learning the types of the food that we cook in our kitchens, be it in industrial kitchens or in hotels or in restaurants. So should they aspire to become chefs one day, then they would have knowledge of how to go about doing things, and learning their ways around the kitchen. So we would also teach kids about the formalities of the kitchen, like storage of food, preparation of food, how food should be served, how chefs are dressed, and learning about the kitchen brigade on its own.
Aha, that is really great.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity of exposure, and it's a nice feeling to experience something at hand, other than learning about something that you probably had to Google for it, but you have proper chefs standing in front of you, explaining to you the do's and the don'ts, the advantages and the disadvantages of being a qualified chef.
Uh-huh. Listen, and then this was your first time at the expo, or have you attended it before?
This was my second time at the expo. The first time was in March when we had the NCCE 2021. So it was my second time.
Aha, great stuff. Listen, I hear that your experience overall, was a great one, and really appreciate the fact that you took time to actually head there and managed to actually learn a lot. Did you perhaps maybe feel like that's an initiative that perhaps maybe is helpful towards the chef industry? You being a chef, you know the challenges of being a chef, the challenges of operating within that industry, and with the Career Expo itself, I know it was a platform for learners to actually come and learn more about the tourism sector, but most importantly, some of the career paths that of course they can take in the tourism industry, as broad as they are. But also it is for me a connect and a linkage for businesses and initiatives that serve in the tourism sector. And here we're speaking about initiatives like your businesses, in your profession, or rather in your line of profession. So I'm just trying to, find out from your side, do you think it is a platform that perhaps maybe is able to foster connections through, or rather in the tourism industry?
Yes, I think when you, all the exhibitors that were present at the expo, if you can connect the dots, we all come to a common denominator, and that is bringing high school children together to understand what happens within the tourism sector, right? So what normally happens is that in previously disadvantaged areas or schools rather, a lot of kids are doing subjects in tourism, but they have no idea as to how to go about when they complete their matric, applying for certain courses that would suit them or would best suit them in order for them to become what they want. So hence the NTCE Expo. So now they can basically, they've learned a lot that apart from studying just towards tourism, there's a lot of career fields that you can aspire to. You know, like we had hospitality stall, we had a chef's corner, we had a barista section, we had a mixology section, there was a ranger section whereby one can learn towards becoming a ranger. There was a lot, and there were different types of culinary schools that were present, which also offered a lot of information for those children who would like to become chefs one day. And then there were those others who questioned us that, so what happens now if I study towards hospitality or food and beverage? Does that mean I'm not allowed to become a chef one day? It is possible for one to become a chef after studying hospitality studies or food and beverage studies. There are colleges that are offering those types of courses. The South African Chefs Association is offering short courses towards that, so that they can bridge those subjects or those courses that they've done, and then they can get a qualification in culinary arts. So it is very, very advantageous, and I encourage all parents and all children that come next year when we have another expo, they participate in this initiative, because it's very rare that a lot of general subjects that are being taught in high school are being taken for granted, because it's like the students are not taken seriously. You know, the concentration and the focus is only on the mathematics students and the science students or the accounting students. But the general subjects or the general students are the ones who seem to have a backlog when it comes to such things. Because those ones that are doing mathematics and are doing accounting, already they have in mind what it is that they want to study towards. And something that is provided in universities. The tourism is also provided in universities. We have the University of Johannesburg, which has a School of Tourism and Hospitality, that you can study towards hospitality, food and beverage, where you can also find mixology inside there. So it is very, very important for educators to partake in these such events, for schools to partake in such events, and it gives a lot of exposure and to become more knowledgeable on how to go about applying while to sit at school for varsity level.
15 minutes after the hour of 4 p.m. This is the second hour of the show. We're focusing on conversations that matter. Joined on the line, her name is Thangi Ndlovu, the founder of The Feet Chef. She's also a private chef. And also, if you want to book her to come and cater for you privately in your own personal space, be sure to get in touch with her. I'll be asking her to leave her contact details just before the end of this interview. 0612587338. You can send us your WhatsApp voice note and messages. If you have any questions for him, you can obviously send your message through our studio WhatsApp line. It's 0612587338. Thangi, before I let you go, I mean, you're dropping nuggets now. Before I let you go, look, where are you based, to be specific?
I'm based in Soweto. I'm originally from Ezola, so that's where I'm based. But what I do is, apart from being a private chef, I also do pop-up events. So when there's events around the country, I go and sell food to people present at the event. So if people want to see the food chef, or people want to know more about a field in culinary arts, people can catch me at events because I go around and I sell. We have a stall, so that's where mostly people will find me. Yeah, so.
All right.
I hope I've answered. Yeah.
All right. Great stuff. And how can people reach you if, of course, they want to get in touch with you with regards to maybe perhaps your private session, or I don't know, maybe we have an event we want you to come and maybe sell there. How can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so people can catch me or can get me through social media handles. I am the Fit Chef on my Facebook page, and I am Thangi Ndlovu on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm Thangi_Ndlovu, and my Fit Chef page on Instagram is 15_Fit Chef. So they can get me there, and my cell phone number is 076 656 0282 for booking.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Thangi. I really appreciate your time and effort, and all the best with your business and the great work that you do in the hospitality and food industry. I mean, we appreciate individuals like you. We need more of people that can cater for us, when it comes to the food industry. And I think you are doing a great work as well. So great stuff. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Also, just to add a little bit before you cut me off, is that everything that I am doing is I'm giving back to my community, is ways of giving back to my community, because I was also given an opportunity by the Department of Tourism to study towards this qualification. Unfortunately, because of COVID, the program has come to an end. But I am hoping, and I'm pleading also to the government and the department itself, that can they please try and bring the program back, because this is what gives a child hope that you can actually take yourself to greater heights in life.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Thangi. I hope to speak to you soon and to hear some of the developments and progress with your work. Right now, it is, of course, 20 minutes after 4 p.m. This is the second hour of the show. And as promised, I was speaking to Thangi Ndlovu, who is, of course, the founder of the Fit Chef. And we're speaking about, her business, her line of work, and also just what does it take to be a private chef, but most importantly, her overall experience at the National Tourism Careers Expo that took place between the 30th of September and the 2nd of October at Johannesburg Expo Center. Yeah, we continue those conversations at 4:30. I'm going to be speaking to Nandipa David. She is a tourism lecturer at UNISA. She's going to be speaking to me also about her overall experience at the National Tourism Careers Expo, but most importantly, her line of work as the tourism lecturer. Right now, 21 minutes after 4 p.m. My name is Elvis Molefi Molf.